Hi guys, welcome back to another video, and today I have a super exciting video for you guys, probably one of my recently most requested videos in the comments. It is a lighting tutorial for Blender 2.8 and Blender 2.81, so pretty much you guys have been asking so many times in the comments for this tutorial, and I kept promising it for you guys, but now here it is. So if you are excited, please be sure to leave a like, and also if this is the first video you are seeing by me, please be sure to watch my Blender 2.8 GFX tutorial first, and that shows you how to use a rig, how to use an HDRI, and all those things. So if you want to check that out, it'll be linked in the info card in the top right corner. But anyways, we will just be getting started. So as you can see, I already have a scene set up here. Not very well, of course, but I just have a character and a bed and some walls set up. I just did that really quick before filming, but you know, of course you already want to have your scene set up. We are just going to be getting right into the lighting. We will be starting with Sunrays. So first, make sure you are in object mode in the bottom left corner. If you have been posing your character, you may be in pose mode, but just make sure to click this little drop down and make sure you are in object mode. Now we are going to hit Shift and A on our keyboard and add a mesh right at the top. You're going to go over and go down to grid. Now it'll put it in right down here, and again you are using Shift and this key, I don't know what it's called, someone let me know if you know. We are using Shift and this key to move around, just with WASD. So we are going to move around this grid, and we are going to tilt it in the direction that the window would be that we're making. So using your axis in the top right corner, we are going to go on the side and just kind of tilt this so it is like a wall. And then we are going to go to the top axis up here, and we are just going to turn it and rotate it. Again, if you've not seen my GFX tutorial, using R on your keyboard, you're going to click that and then just rotate it. And I think we'll go with something like this. So this is going to be the angle at which the sun is shining in, because on this grid we are going to make holes for a window, and then we are going to shine the sun through those holes. So when you get it where you like it, here's where I position mine. You are going to use S on your keyboard to size it up. So we are just going to press S and then drag until it is a big wall, and then move it back a little bit. You don't want to be too close, but not too far. I think I'm going to tilt it a little bit more at the top. Okay, perfect. So now that we made this wall, we are going to cut holes in it for our sunlight to come through. So make sure you have it collected and it is surrounded in an orange box. And down in the left corner, you are going to go where it says object mode, click that and go to edit mode. And it is going to turn it into this grid. Now what you want to do is go down to edge at the very bottom and select subdivide. And then you are going to hit that a couple more times until we have pretty small squares, maybe one more time. Alright, there we go. Now as you can see, they are really small. You're just going to click off to the side, so we are not selecting any of the squares anymore. As you can see, if you click them, it turns them colors because we are selecting them, but we don't want to select any of them right now, so just click off to the side. And now we are going to be cutting out holes for our windows. So let's go over here and look at where we want to cut. Alright. So pretty much it's just kind of like trial and error, like you've just gotta cut some holes that look like windows and see if they look good. So what you are going to do is get pretty centered with this plane, and you are going to hit B on your keyboard to open your drag and select. So when you hit B, then you are going to go up to a corner where you want to start selecting and just drag. And drag it into like sort of a box shape. Again, whatever kind of shape of window you want. So we're going to do that, and it may select some on the bottom, which if it does, you can just reselect. So again, we are just going to click on a random one and then just drag again. Make sure we get something like a box. You can add a little bit more by hitting B again and dragging some more. And there we go. Now we have a nice box shape. So now when you have your box selected, you are going to hit the delete key on your keyboard, and then you are going to select faces. And here is a hole for our sunlight to come through. So we're going to make a couple more holes to make sort of a more interesting window. So we are going to select maybe a smaller box over here. It is whatever kind of box you want to make, whatever kind of window you want to make. I just recommend maybe making sure it's like even, like a rectangle or square, but there is no limits to art, so you can do whatever you like. I'm gonna just make squares for now though, so we're gonna try and make them pretty even. I say that almost looks even, but we want to make sure we get a nice square shape. About this, that might be good. Again, we are going to hit delete on our keyboard and faces. I think we missed a little bit at the bottom. Let me get that really quick. Again, you can just hit B on your keyboard, drag to select. You can do more, you can undo with Ctrl-Z. So now that we have holes for our windows, you can go back to object mode in the bottom left corner. Just select object mode, and then we're back here. So we can just drag it wherever we want to. And I think that looks good for a window. Now we are going to be adding the sunlight. So what you want to do is you're going to hit Shift-A on your keyboard, go to Light, and select Sun. And it is going to add in a little sun down here. You can drag it. We are going to drag it to the outside of our window. So just go from different angles and make sure it's in the right spot, wherever you want it to be. And now we are going to go to the side, so we are facing like the side of this wall we just made, and we are going to hit R on our keyboard and rotate the sun so it is coming in through the window, just like this. And you can also go from the top. I'm going to use the axis in the top right corner and just turn it a little bit, you know, just adjust it so the sunlight is kind of coming in on the character. We can adjust this again later, but I'm just trying to get a good angle now. So I think that seems pretty good. Also, it seems like usually GFX go better if you put the sun a little bit lower in the sky than like kind of having it like this. And now that we added in our sun, we are going to go to the right side, go down to the light bulb, click that, and to get to this you're going to have to make sure your sun is selected, because you have something else selected, it won't show up. So click on your sun, make sure it's selected, then on the right side go down to the little light bulb. And now you can change the color of your sun. So obviously, usually the sun is like a yellowish color, so you can click on this and change it to a yellowish color. But again, there are no limits on art, so even if you want to make a blue sun or a pink sun, go for it. But we will be doing like a yellowish color today. I'll take it down just a little bit down here so it's a nice golden. And I'm not quite sure what you would like to turn this to. We'll have to do a little bit of testing, but we'll set it to like a 3 for now. We'll set the strength to a 3. There we go. Now we are going to move back over and test it in rendered view and see how it looks. So we're gonna go maybe like right here, just like this, and turn on rendered view and see what we've got. Alright, and as you can see, we have sun shining in through the window. Now, what I think I might want to do is move this a little bit. So we are going to tilt this a little bit more, take it down a little bit. And also, I recommend if you don't want to have this, like if your GFX is higher, like you see it up and down, you want to make your wall at the beginning a little bit bigger. Because as you can see, the sun kind of shines over the top right there. So just make sure if you're going to see like the ceiling in your GFX, you want to make that a little bit bigger at the top. So now, of course, you can change the strength of the sun if you want to. Here it is at a 1 for more of a sunset look, and you can set it to 5 if you want to for a really bright look. We're going to go for like a 2 just to save a little bit on lag. And that is pretty much how I do sun shining through a window. Now, if you want to add a little bit of a haze to your GFX, so like if this is just too bright, you know, the lines are too strong, you wanted it to be a little bit faded, I will show you guys how to do that right now. So we will get out of render view. So what you want to do is hit Shift and A on your keyboard, mesh, and add a cube. And you're just going to use S on your keyboard to size that up, make it pretty big, but make sure that your GFX scene is closer to the center, just like this. And now on the right side, we want to get our sun in there, just like that. On the right side, when having the cube selected, we are going to go to this cube icon, and go down to viewport display. And then under display as, you're just gonna select wireframe. So it doesn't show up as a cube, but trust me, you'll see why. It looks so good. Now, at the top, if you have your node editor open, if you do not, I'll show you how to open it. So you can pull up this little tab at the bottom right here, go to this clock tab, go down and select shader editor, and this is how you open the node editor. So while having our cube selected that we just made, you are going to click new, and then it should open a new texture. But what you want to do is on this green one right here, you are going to click it so it is selected and delete it with the delete key on your keyboard, just like that. Now under add, you are going to go to add, go down to search, and type in volume. And then you are going to select volume scatter and drag that over to the material output, and you are going to connect volume to volume. And as you can see, it gives it some volume, but we are going to be turning it down because it kind of adds like a fog, but this one is like too dense of a fog. So we are going to go to the density of the volume scatter, and we are going to put in like 0.03, like that. And as you can see, it adds a little bit of a fog, but not a lot. Really quick, with Shift and A, I'm going to add a camera so we can look at this from a camera view. So I'm just going to set this up really quick. I should have done this at the beginning. All right, just like this, and we'll drag down the node editor. Here we go. Now let's test what it looks like in a rendered view. Now the fog may be a little too dense, but we'll see. No, I think that looks pretty good. Here, let me turn up the sun a little bit. Just a tiny bit if I can find it, because I want to see what it looks like a little bit brighter. But as you can see, that is how you add fog. Just like that. So we're going to go back into camera view and I will show you. As you can see, it gives it a little bit of a foggy look. It does look a little more foggy than we like it. So again, if you'd like to, you could turn down the fog or turn up the fog with the density in the node editor. But that is how I do sun rays. Again, like I said, if you want to make it any color, just select it. You can make it a pink sun, you can make it a green sun, a blue sun, you can make it any color on the color wheel. So be creative with what you do and have fun with this new technique. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. I'm going to put a couple GFX on the screen that I have done with this technique for lighting. It is a ton of fun, and you can make different window shapes, make different sun colors, all different types of things. So if this video helped you out, please be sure to leave a thumbs up. And also, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to leave a comment down below. I try and respond to every comment. So if you have any questions at all, just let me know and I will try to help you out. But anyways, guys, that's all I have for you today. If you are new, please be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you get future notifications whenever I post. But anyways, guys, I love you so much and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.